Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. So today we are going to be making this beautiful corset pattern drafting. As we all know, we are going to be doing two methods, that is the 3 parts corset and the 2-part corset. I'll be pasting a picture by the side of this video so you can see the two different type of corset. So guys, if it's what you're interested in seeing, please stay and watch this video to the end. And if you are new to my channel, please do well to subscribe. And to my returning subscribers, thank you always for watching my video. So thank you. So I'll be working with this pattern paper, so I'll go ahead to draw our starting point. We'll go ahead and draw our starting points, and that line will be serving as our shoulder line. So that line will be serving as our shoulder line. So from there, we are going to start getting our other measurements. We'll just go ahead and start getting our other measurements. We'll be getting our shoulder measurement. The shoulder for this particular blouse is 15. 15 divided by 2 is 7.5 inches. So we'll be going down for our shoulder slope by 1 inch. We'll be connecting it back to that line, as you can see. So from there, we'll now be taking our armhole. Our armhole for this particular dress is 8 inches. So from there, we'll also go ahead to mark the same thing, our shoulder measurements, so that we can get a straight line. So we'll now go ahead and connect that two lines together, like so. Just go ahead and connect it together. Then from there, we'll start taking our horizontal measurement. We'll be taking our upper chest. I'll be taking our nipple point. The nipple point for this particular dress is 9 inches. We'll be taking our nipple point. So from there, we'll be taking our underbust, which is 13 inches. And we'll go ahead to also take our half length, that is the full length. So I'm working with the half length of this particular dress, which is 16 inches. So we'll now go and extend this line. We'll go ahead and extend all this line with our rule. Just go ahead and draw the line, extend it. Do the same at the underbust line. So go and the half length of this particular top. We are drafting this on our paper, on our pattern. It's just a pattern drafting. So once we are done with that, I will now go ahead to check for the midpoint of our our armhole line. So I'll get the midpoint. So from that midpoint, as you can see, I'll also be going in by half an inch. But before I do that, I'll be taking my bust circumference. So my bust circumference divided by 4, I'll go ahead and insert it there, so that we can get our armhole. We can draw our armhole. So we'll now go in by half an inch from that line. We'll now go ahead to connect these together like so. I don't have a real armhole curve or hip curve or let me just make do with what I have. Just go ahead and connect it to our shoulder back. So now we'll be taking our neck width. That is the neck width. It should be 3. So we'll be making use of 3 by 3. The neck depth also will be 3. So I'll just go ahead and square this before giving it a round shape neck. This is optional. You can decide of whatever you want your neck to be like. But we're not going to be making use of the yoke of this particular corset. I'll just be showing people how to draft this corset. This first one is the 2-pattern corset. This particular one we are now doing is the 2-pattern corset. So from there, we'll go ahead to insert our nipple point. The nipple point of this person is 7. So 7 divided by 2 will be giving us 3.5 inches. So I'll go ahead and insert 3.5 all through the line. I will insert it at the nipple point. I'll also insert that at the underbust, and I'll be doing the same at the half length. I'll now use my ruler to connect it together. So at the underbust part, I'll be going out by 1 inch by the sides. I also do the same thing. I'll be taking 1 inch from there for our dart intake. So we'll now join that to our nipple point with our ruler. It's very easy. Just go ahead and join it to your nipple point. So from there, I'll now determine how I want this my corset to be, how I want it to be closed. I want it to open or close. So from that, my chest line, I'll be going up by 1.5 inch because I want it to be closed a little. You can decide to use 1 inch, half inch. You can just decide to leave it at your chest line. But mine, I went up by 1.5 inch. That is 1.5 inches. I'll be connecting it to the bust point back. So from that particular part, I'll be taking a half inch. Depending on how busty your client is, you can go ahead and take 1 inch. But because this particular person is not busty, so I said to take a half inch at the top. At the bust tightening, that is the upper bust tightening, I'm going to take a half inch. So from there now, I'll be checking the difference between my bust point and under bust. You can make use of your nipple to nipple span measurement, which is 3.5, but I prefer making use of the difference between my bust point and my under bust, which is 4 inches. So I'll just go ahead and form something like a circle. I'll be using my pencil for this particular one. Just go ahead and mark 4 inches all through. So once I was done marking this, I'll go ahead and connect the dots. So I extended that line to the chest line. So now just go ahead and use my hand since I do not have my cuff ruler with me at the moment. So I'll just go ahead and rule that with my hand like so. Mind you, at this other part now, I'll just go ahead and join that to that dart, the upper bust dart, with a straight line. You can see our bust is already taking shape. This is the two-part corset pattern. So at the middle point of this, I'll be coming up by half an inch from the bust point. So I'll just come up by half an inch from the bust point. So from that part, I'll also be coming in by half an inch. You know this, you'll be cutting your fabric on fold. So while you open it, you'll be 1 inch. So I'll be coming in by half an inch. From there, I also extend the line to the bust point, and I'll just go ahead and connect this back to our under bust with my free hand. I'll be using my free hand on this. If I have a hip cuff roller or armhole cuff, I should have used it. So that is how I'm going to do it. So from there now, I'll extend that line. I'll now go ahead and determine the sweetheart shape I want this to have. So I was just checking the camera to know if you guys are really seeing what I'm doing. So now go ahead and join that point to that part. So as you can see, this is all for this particular corset. I will just make sure that those two darts are equal. I'll go ahead to measure it and check. So the both sides are equal for me to have a match up corset while sewing it, so that one side won't be looking longer than the other side. So guys, this is all for this for now. I'll now go ahead and start inserting my body measurement. So at the bust point, I went ahead and started the bust measurements, and I'll be adding it 2 inches for seam allowance. 2 inches for seam allowance. So at the under bust, also go ahead to insert the under bust measurement. I'll be inserting the bust measurement and also be adding, I'll be replacing that dart intake. So I will just making sure that I get exactly the measurement. So once I mark the underbust measurement, which is 7.5 inch, I'll go ahead and do the same at the down part. But before I do that, I will be extending that dart line to the down part. I'll be extending the line to the down to the half length of this particular dress. That 2 inches I took there, I'll also extend it back, and I'll be replacing that 2 inches back, and I'll be adding 2 inches for my seam allowance. So at the half length, I'll be taking 1 inch as well. I'll be taking 1 inch here and 1 inch here to extend that dart to the half length. You know, the half length is our waist, and you also need to be tightened. I should have done that earlier, but it skipped my mind. I was so concerned about the cup part. So I'll go ahead and replace that 2 inches and also our seam allowance, which make it 4 inches allowance. So don't mind the shape of this dress for now. You know, our bust wasn't that big, so it's looking like the waist part is bigger. But when you join this corset together, you find out that the waist part isn't that big. So guys, that is all for now. Just go ahead and use my marker to extend it. So at times, usually at the side of this corset, they usually add half inch because the bust is fuller there. But why I didn't add half inch was because I was already making use of the difference between the nipple to the underbust, which is bigger than the bust span measurement of 3.5. If I should have been making use of 3.5, I should have been adding half an inch at the side, making it 4 inches. But I just went ahead and took 4 inches round. So guys, we are now cutting this out. We will not be making use of the yoke part because it's kind of off shoulder corset. So I won't be making use of this yoke part. But if you want to make use of the yoke part, you are free to do that. You can just go ahead and cut it out and label everything. You can see the shape of the corset is given already. See how beautiful it's looking. Just came out so beautiful. You can see. So guys, while cutting, be careful and make sure you label your cup. You label them so that you won't misplace it with any other one. So that you won't misplace it. It will be looking all nice. So this is what you just cut it out, give it a nice shape there if you are making use of the yoke, but I'm not making use of the yoke. So now go ahead and cut this out. After cutting it out, I will go ahead to label it. So while placing it on my fabric, I won't make any mistake. So this one is the center front one. The other side is center front two. As you can see, guys, the shape is already given. See, it's looking so nice. This is our two-part corset. The two-part corset. As you can see, it just has 2 parts. So after this one, we'll go ahead to start drafting our 3-part corset. So I've gone ahead to insert all the measurements. I've getting the shoulder, the bust point, the chest line, and the underbust, and also the full length. So we'll go ahead to mark our bust span, which is 3.5 as well. Just almost the same thing we did in the first one, but just a little adjustment. So go ahead and extend that line to the underbust line and also at the full length of your top, which is the waist. My full length was 16. So just go ahead and draw a straight line like so. So we'll be taking our dart intake at the underbust. So now go ahead and curve it like so. So I decided to make use of this particular curve at this point. So I was just trying to see if it can give me something nice. I just decided to make use of this one, and you can see the shape is given already. So this is our 3-part corset. We are drafting our 3-part corset right now. Okay. So guys, we'll go ahead and mark 4 inches at that nipple point line. The 4 inches, will now take our rule and connect it to the underbust line. So there was no need to start making dots, or the circle. They will now extend that line to the chest line like so. And just go ahead and extend it to the chest line. As you can see, I was just confirming it, so it was just exactly what I did. So from there as well, I'll be coming up by 1.5 inch. That's coming up from the chest line up. It's totally depend on how exposed you want your corset to be. If you want it to be very exposed, you can just come up by 0.5 inch, or you just leave it at the chest line, or rather 1 inch. But I wanted it to cover a little, so I went up by 1.5 inch. So from there, this upper part does not need any bust tightening, the upper bust tightening, because we are going to be cutting the 3 parts. Just see what I'm doing. I went ahead from that line to extend it to the armhole point. I did not do any bust tightening there. So here, I'll be coming in by 0.5 inch. So I decided to go up from the bust point 1 inch, which is at the chest line. So I'll now connect that to the underbust. It's just like the same thing that we did at the first one, but there will be a little adjustment. So I now connect it there. Then from there, I'll now just form a very nice shape at that upper part. Just form a very nice shape for your bra cup. As you can see, it's looking so nice. Just form a very nice shape. You see it is looking so nice already. So from there, from the nipple point, I'll be going out by half inch. I want to create a bust tightening at that point. So at the side, I'll also be taking 0.5 inch there, 0.5 inch there. So I want to let it come out into 3, no more the 2 parts. Now 0.5 inch here and 0.5 inch there as well. So just go ahead and connect it like so. Yes. Yeah, you can see now I'll be shedding the part I'll be cutting out from this. So when I cut this out, you find that I will be having 3 parts. We'll be having 3 parts for this particular corset. No more 2, but we'll be having rather 3 parts for this corset. So I'll just go ahead and extend my dart line to the half length. That is our underbust tightening to the half length. So now we'll just go ahead and start inserting our measurement as well. Our bust point divided by 4, add our seam allowance. Our underbust, the same thing. If you take your underbust measurement, fine. If you not take it, you just go ahead and divide your waist measurement, because mostly the underbust and the waist doesn't have much difference like that. So you take the measurement, you replace that 2 inches that you took out for the bust tightening, and also your 2 inches for seam allowance. You do the same thing at the waistline. Just go ahead and now connect that to that point. It's very easy to make. So guys, this is all. I will now go ahead and cut this out and show you guys how it looks. But be very careful with this cutting at this point. Be very careful so you won't cut the wrong line. You can see. Okay. Yeah. So I'm done with the yoke part. So I'll go ahead to cut the cups. You can see how I'm cutting the cup from the dart. So I'm cutting the first cup first. You can see how it's looking. So I'll go ahead to now label this as the center front 1, center front 2, and center front 3. So now go ahead and cut out the remaining part of this corset cup. Just cut out the darts. So it's looking smaller. Don't mind the curve. It's just that the bust of this person is very small. Imagine bust of 35, 34. So that is just it. But when we cut on our fabric, we'll be adding extra allowance. This one is just a pattern drafting tutorial so that you can catch up with what we are doing. But we'll be having a full detailed tutorial on how to cut it and sew it. So guys, this is what it's looking like already, and it's already giving. Just imagine, see the 3 parts. That picture you're seeing at the site of this video is just, this is how they achieve that 3-part corset. If you sew this together, you can see these 2 parts. When I use my tape to join it, you can see how it's looking. I'll go the same to join the other part as well. But before then, I'll be showing you guys how to draft the back of this corset. So we are going ahead to draft the back. So I'll be using this pattern to mark out all the lines. So I'll be marking the upper chest line there, the bust point, the under bust, and the full length. I hope you guys are getting what I'm doing, and the full length. So I'll now go ahead to extend those lines to the zipper line. So just go ahead and extend it to the zipper line. So now we'll just go ahead and take our darts. So I'm labeled that to be our zipper allowance. So we'll go ahead to take our dart, which is our bust span divided by 2, which is 3.5. So then you will now mark that 3.5. You also mark that 3.5 at the bust point so that you can extend your dart there. That 3.5. So now go ahead and draw a straight line to connect that line together. So from there, we'll be taking half inch for the dart tightening. That is the half length, the waist tightening. So you just go ahead and connect it to the bust point like so. Okay, so that is all for the dart. We'll now go ahead to start inserting our measurement. Starting our bust measurement at the chest line. We'll be adding our 2 inches seam allowance as well. So at the waistline, we'll be doing the same thing. Our waist divided by 4. We'll be replacing that 1 inch that we took at the darts. We'll be replacing the 1 inch plus our 2 inches seam allowance, making it 3 inches. So we'll now go ahead to extend all those lines so that you can really see them very well. Just the bust line and the waist line. So now go ahead and join it together. So guys, this is all for now. So now if you really want to, this particular corset now, you want to fix the shape of the back, you can leave it the way it is from the chest line, or you can just curve it the way I'm doing it right now. I want the back to have something like a slanty back shape. I didn't want it to be all straight. So that is why I went ahead to slant it like this. As you can see how it's looking beautiful. So this dart, you can cut it off or you can just sew it like that without opening it. So it's optional. It totally depends on you. So at the zipper allowance, if you want it to be a open back, you go ahead and cut off the zip. And you can also go ahead to also remove something like 1 inch or 2 inch, depending how open you want the back to be. That one is totally optional. If you want zip, you leave the zipper allowance. If you don't want the zip, you can do away with it. So guys, this is what our cups are looking like. See the 2-part cup is looking so beautiful. It came out so nice. See the three-part cuff. Just imagine after cutting this and you sew it for your client or for yourself. Just imagine how beautiful the corset will be looking like. So thank you so much for watching to this moment. If you are yet to subscribe to my channel, please hit the subscribe button, and please hit the notification bell so that you'll be notified whenever I post a new video, because I'll be giving you guys new videos on latest designs. Thank you, and always remain blessed. Thank you.